Hi everyone, and welcome to video number 2 in a series. Of, this is using Slack for the HeartTouch project team. My name is Camille, and I'm going to be leading you through this particular video. And today we're going to talk about understanding channels and direct messages. So let's get started. So what we're going to cover in this video is what are channels and how to navigate them, pinned items to a channel, how to send and format a message, direct messages, what are they and how to use them, editing a message, and uploading files. So what are channels? So channels, when you become a part of the HeartTouch team and you decide to either work at the hospital, volunteer as a hospice practitioner, you'll be invited to a particular channel. And if you look at, this is Slack here, and if you look at this, we talked about this in the first video, but it's worth going over again. This is always divided into 3 panels. So all the way over here to the left, you'll see at the top the name of the team that you're a part of, and this is the HeartTouch project. Right under that will be your name or whatever handle that you decide to call yourself, and when it's lit, that means you're active. And then down below here, starred means anything that you want to bring up to the top of the list. So if you're part of multiple channels, then you'd want to do that. And then here are all the channels. I am a part of 10 here, and it's because I'm one of the administrators, so these are the channels that I'm a part of. And then below that, you'll see the direct messages when you send a direct message. And then this middle part here is the actual thread, the message thread. So if I were to go into like Slackbot here, Slackbot is just a robot that's used to help assist in all the, for the Slack company as a whole. So any questions you have, you can ask here. But always in this middle panel, it will tell you the name of the channel. If I go to Cambodia, here's the channel here. If I go to Hospice Volunteers, it'll say Hospice Volunteers. So then it'll be how many people are on this list, how many pinned items, and if I wanted to add a topic. All the way over to the right here, if somebody has entered their phone number, you can actually call them through this app, which is kind of nice. You can have channel settings, which is if you want to look at a particular date, you can jump to the date. If you are an administrator, it will ask you to invite team members to join. You can view the channel details, any notification preferences, which I'll talk about later when you customize it. If you want to mute meaning not to get any push notifications or those little red dots on your application. If you're administrator, I believe you can add an app or integration. You don't have to worry about that. And then if you want to leave a channel, so let's say you were a hospice volunteer and you transferred over to Mattel and you've completed your commitment, then you would leave that particular channel. So you're not getting a lot of messages that you don't want to see or hear. So that's this top part. And you can actually hide. If I want to hide the channel details, this third panel, I would just click on it and you'd notice it would hide it. If I wanted to come back, here are all the details. So again, it's about the hospice volunteers. The channel details talks about what this channel is for, when it was created, any pinned items are located here, and then the list of the members. So one of the things you want to note about channels are right next to the channel, there's a little lock, right? So all these ones that have little locks on them means that they are private channels. You are not allowed to view these channels unless you are invited to them. The ones with little hashtags are open channels. So if you want to have communication with all of the HeartTouch team members on across the board, like you want to invite them to, maybe you're doing a poetry reading, you can post it in general or random, it doesn't matter. Everybody's attached to those 2 channels, but just know that the locked channels are private. Okay, so that's channels. So pinned items in a channel. This is actually really, really helpful. So pinned items, which we'll go over here, pinned items are located under the channel details. So you'll see show channel details. Also on your phone, if you're doing it on your phone, sometimes you'll see like 3 little dots. See these little 3 dots over here? That'll show up on your phone. And when you click that, it'll have this little icon where it says your files. So anything that you've saved, it'll have all files that were shared with the team members, any directory, the people that are in this particular directory, and then any downloads. And if there's any pinned items in here, it should show up as well. You'll see pinned items on your phone. So pinned items are anything that that you want to have pinned in a section that are easily accessible. So one pinned item here is the Heart Touch Volunteer Questionnaire. So we're going to go over this later, but this questionnaire is used for volunteers, whether you're at Mattel or in a hospice, so we can collect statistics. You know that when you're in the hospital or at a hospice, you have to write things down so they get documented. And because if it's not documented, it doesn't exist. And you can see it's pretty short, but it allows us to use this information for our grants and our funding. So it's really important that you do it. So you'll have to do documentation in two places. We can't take documentation from a hospice or from a hospital because it's HIPAA. It's locked into their system. So we have this little questionnaire for you to do on our site. So that's usually pinned in every channel. So you can pin multiple items here. So if we go to Mattel really quickly, and you'll see over here, there's instructions, there's UCLA pediatric volunteers, a contact list. There's 9 items picked here: daily tracking forms, treatment forms. So just to let you know, those are some great information here for you. All right, so that is pinned items. Let's talk about how to pin them. This is interesting. So let's go to Slackbot again. So if you want to pin an item, my suggestion is, unless you're directed by one of the team members to pin something, just to keep it clean, so we don't have a lot of pinned items there, you should get approval to pin an item. But to pin an item, all you would do is you would post something. So let's post something in Slackbot. I'm going to pin something here. So let's say I wanted to do UCLA. I'll do like a form here. Well, that's already up there. So let's do this. So if I wanted to pin that, and you can actually change the title if you like, and then I want to upload it. So it'll do its little thing, and here is the Word document. So if I wanted to pin that, all I would do is come over here to these little 3 dots, and it'll say pin to this conversation. So it says yes, pin the file. And again, it shows up here in the pinned items. So again, if you're going to pin an item, please make sure that you have approval to do that, just to keep that pin section really clean and direct. Okay, so that's pinned items. So how to format and send a message. So Slack is very user-friendly with regards to messages. So messaging, and I'm going to do it into Slackbot, which is just a computer program attached to Slack as a company. So if I just put in here hello, right down in this message bar here, this is where you add your message, and then I hit return. The message will come up, hello, and then Slackbot answered me. Okay. So let's say I want to do a patient update. So that you'll do this in like Mattel. So if I do patient number 1 and I want to talk about what happened. So patient number 1, and I want to say feeling tired, and then I put declined service. And then I hit return. It would post it. But interesting enough, there is actually a way to make this kind of stack. So let's go back to here. If I say patient 1, and I want to, let's make this, oops, I did it again. My brain goes much faster than my hands. So let's say I want to drop down to another line. So all I would have to do is hold the shift key down and hit enter. And it does a carriage return. If you just hit enter, it will enter your message into the thread. So I'll put in here, feeling tired, declined service. And then I can hit shift, hold the shift key down, enter, and then I can hit shift and enter again, and maybe I'll do patient number 2, and I'll hit shift, hold the shift key down, enter. Spent 20 minutes. Patient fell asleep. Now I'm using the word, oops, my spelling. Let's see my patient. There we go. Oops. There we go. Spent 20 minutes, patient fell asleep. Now you don't have to use patient number 1. I'm just doing this for just for demonstration purposes. If you are on a locked channel, you can actually use the patient's first name, which a lot of volunteers do. So this makes it really nice and clean when you enter it, and then the people on your team can actually see what you're writing in a very clear and concise way. Okay, so that's how you send a message. So let's just put this one in here. And Slackbot is not going to recognize it. It doesn't understand it. And it's really great because I'll talk about this later about how to get help. But there's actually a little click here, a little link that you can go to the Help Center for more assistance. So they're really user-friendly at this company. So that's how you send a message. Now let's talk about formatting. So one of the things, I'm going to put format a message. And then I'm asking Slackbot. And what's really cool is that it actually gives you a little cheat sheet here. So if you want to make something bold, like if I want to say patient 1 and put it in bold, you type in an asterisk, and I put patient number 1, and then I kind of bookend it with another asterisk, and then I hit return, and there you go. There's patient 1. And again, you'll see here if you want to make it italic, you'd use an underscore. If you want to make it a quote, you would use an angled bracket. So again, if you want to have more formatting, if I go to the Help Center, goes right to here, format your messages. And it goes how to do a strike through, how to do lists. It's really great. So never underestimate the power of Slackbot and the Help Center. So that's how to format and send a message. So direct messaging. Direct messaging is great when you want to send a message just to maybe one person or 2 people. So direct messages here, this is how you start with the direct messages. You hit the plus sign. And when you hit the plus sign, it'll tell you you can either type in if you know the person's name. So let's say if I sent a message, I want to send a message to Claudia and maybe Tina. She comes up here and I click on her. And then all I would do is hit go, and the message would start. Now, I'm not going to type anything in here because, I don't really need to talk to them and I don't want to alarm them. But I would just type a message. Maybe I would say hello, or did you get your parking passes? And then you would hit return, and it would send a message just to those 2 people. And you can see here there's a couple threads going. There's one from Claudia. I talked to Claudia and sent a message to Joyce and Pat. They're the leaders of the UCLA team. And I told her that her parking passes were on the way. So that's how you do a thread. Okay, so let's see. Let's go back. Let's do this one. And to delete it, all you do is hit this little X and it'll delete the message. Okay. But once you delete it, the thread is gone. So make sure that if you want any history of the thread, that you don't delete it, because I can't get that. If I sent that message to Tina and Claudia and I deleted it and I wanted to go back and see what I said, it's going to be gone. So make sure that, you don't delete those if you want to keep a history of it. So that's how you direct message. And then, like I said, it's great if you just want to have a private conversation with somebody. Now, editing a message. So let's say you go to a message here. Let's go to Slackbot again. And let's say I want to change a message up here. Let's say I want to change about feeling tired and decline service. So notice how I roll my cursor over each message and it becomes gray or highlighted. And then over here to the right, you'll see a couple little icons. One is you can add a reaction. So if I wanted to add a reaction, a little smiley face, I can do that. Or I can put a little check mark, and they show up down here. The next one is I can share the message. So the share the message is like it can be added, like add a message if you like, and then you can share it with different people. That really is not really helpful for us. Remember, this is an IT for coders, so they do this a lot. And then last but not least is the three dots. So anytime you see the three dots on your phone or on your desktop, when you click it, it'll drop down a dialog box. So if I want to edit this message, I would edit it and I would say, maybe they didn't decline service. I could just say, just spent 10 minutes. Okay, and then it will say it's edited. And let's say I want to delete this message. You can delete it. Just know that this message will be deleted forever. So if I delete it, it says, are you sure? And I've said yes, the message will be deleted. So that's how you edit a message. Uploading files. So if you want to upload a file onto Slack, this is great. So let's say you want to maybe take a picture of something. Just be mindful. No pictures of clients. No pictures of like sheets that have people's names on it. Unless you're on, like I said, a private channel. But let's say I wanted to upload. Let's see, let's upload Happy New Year. So let's go down here and I want to upload. Let's see, I've got a lot of stuff in this downloaded file here. So let's say I want to upload Happy New Year. So it says upload a file. It actually allows you to change this. So if you want to change the title, you can. Maybe I want to make year all caps. And then you can share with whatever channel. I'm going to put on Slackbot. You can also add a comment. I'm just going to put hello. And then you upload it. And then as you upload it, comes in, and then again, people can add a reaction to it. Maybe a smiley face, maybe the dude with cool glasses. You know, just make it a little more interactive. You can share it. Again, you can, again, delete the message if you'd like, but that's up to you. So that's how you upload a file, okay? That's uploading files. So that's all for this tutorial. So if you have any questions that I didn't answer, please feel free to email me at Camille@hearttouch.org, and I will gladly either send an email to walk you through it, or we can get on a call, or I'm here to help you. Okay? Thanks for being here, and we'll talk to you in the next video.